now we'll exit the program there. So now we continue. Okay, we're going to exit there, right? It's going to return a none if this doesn't happen. Cool. So let's move to the next part. We're going to ask ourselves to initialize the page counter. Okay, so initialize the page counter. That should turn blue. If not, cool. That should turn blue. All right. So I should say page counter is equals to 1, right? And I'm going to say check if the button is on, is displayed. Check if the next page button is displayed, just like before. And I'm going to say if and only if. If that actually works here, is displayed. All right. And as you can see, is displayed is kind of like a question. Or return a boolean. All right. We're going to say print woolworths next page button found, right? Okay. Okay. Now, okay. Now you can see here that's a question. How about if it doesn't? Well, I'll show you at the end how we handle that. So if it is, right, so everything's now going to be in this if block. Just like before, we're going to say, well, sleep for a bit, 5 seconds. Why 5? I could change that actually to improve, but let's just use 5. And then just like before, we're gonna, what did I, no, I didn't mean to do shift. I don't want an interactive session right now. Yeah, so create an empty list to store product links, right? And then we're gonna say product link list is equals to an empty list, right? And just like we had before, we're gonna say while true, right? It's not a capital while, right? While, am I spelling that correctly? Looks weird all of a sudden. I'm gonna say try. I'm gonna say find all anchor tags with the class, just like before, product view. Okay, I'm gonna say product anchors is equals to driver dot, guess what, find elements, right? And by dot class, I think I should know by now, and it's gonna be product view. Okay, and we're gonna have an exception, except exception as error. Okay, and then we're going to print, just like before, an f string, and unexpected error occurred while trying to find the product links on the page, right? And then we can say error. Okay, cool, great. And if, however, we don't want this, that's that. Else, however, if there's no error in our try and except block, we're going to iterate through it for anchor in product anchors, right? We're going to get the URL, right? And we're going to say product link is equals to anchor dot get attributes. Okay, href. I think I'm rewriting this again, but it's kind of good too, so you can, yeah, follow along. So product link, right? I want the link using the href. Okay, if I can show you that. So if we just to refresh, we're on a page of products, and I click there and I look for product view, and you can see there is our anchor tag, and this is our href. So that is what we're getting. And if you look there on the screen, that is the URL that I am collecting from this page for each product that you see on the page. All right, great. So from then on, we say append the URL to the product link to the list of product links. All right. I think this could be just append the product link to the list of product links. Okay. And to do that, remember this is in our sequence type in Python fundamentals dot append product link. Okay, great. Okay. And when that is all done, okay, when that is all done, this whole try section, right? It's found everything on this page. I want to inform the user how many products, well, I want to inform the person who's reading the logs how many products were scraped on the page. Number of products scraped. I'm going to say print. I wonder, actually, someone could tell me if there's any computational loss in me always calculating the length of this list in the F string rather than creating a variable to hold that information so that I just call that. But yeah, thoughts that are happening in my mind. So products, so number of products, right? So just read this as X products, where X is an integer, products scraped on page, and then we let the user know which page we're on, page, enter. Okay, cool. And then we can also print the number of products that are, or we can also inform number of products scraped in total so far, right? And I think this can be, no, let's see, number of products scraped so far, and then I'm going to say len product link list. Okay, and just like before, okay, so we've done that, log that, kill the script, whilst true, try to scrape, yes, we're in the while block, extract all the links, append after loop number, log the number of products, yes, and then now we have to find the next page button again. So just here, let's see, find the next page button. I don't know, I put in underscores there, but cool. So I'm just gonna, instead of so copy that and then okay, all right, we're gonna find it, and then now we're gonna say check, right, if there is more than one button found here, and I'm gonna say if our length of next page, remember it turns a list, right? List of elements, web elements is greater than one, right? Next page button, right, is equals to next page button. We want this one, the second one, right? Else, okay, right? So we're gonna check that, and then we're not gonna use an else. So check, now we have to check, let me just zoom in there. So that's the second element, we've done that. Now we're gonna do another check, right? So if this one goes through, it goes through. If it doesn't go through, we do this, we're gonna say if len, right, next page button, right, is equals to 1, and next page button, sorry, not next page button. So if there's only one element and page counter is equals to 1, so in this first page, right, next page, what do we want? We want to say next page button is equals to next, it's the first one, right? Take the first one, right? Select the first element, okay, over there. Now that we've done those two, so we're going to do this checks, right? This could be an if else, but cool. So now so both of these go to another check, right? We have to check check if the number of products scraped, right, is larger than the product count, right? So I'm going to say if our length product. So how many times have I used length of product, Nicholas? Not too many times. So if we now check that, the number of products that we scraped, is it greater than, so this is so that we don't continuously cycle our integer. What we can do, we can say print string collected more products than one on category, right? So we got more than we needed. And then we break, okay? We break our while loop. So that breaks the while loop, okay? And here we have one try and accept, right? So one try and accept, however, most of our information, right? So we put this else here, all right? So if this works, we got this going on, right? So this is going to execute. And then if it doesn't work, this is not going to execute. It's just going to go here, print the length of number of products, page, okay, cool, fine, finds that. If length of this is that, okay, fine, cool with that. And then it's going to be breaking somewhere else here, okay? Else, so now we do have this else here. I'm going to say, try to click on the next page button. Okay, so there's something that just popped up in my head. There's, I think, an attempt. You have like an attempt time. I think we've all had to log in a pin somewhere. You have like 3 attempts. There's something that you can do with Selenium, and I guess in most programming languages, where you can have like an attempt. So you're going to try several attempts to try and click. If it fails after the third, we could fail exit the program. Okay, but we're not going to do that yet. Click on button, and then so that this means we still have more products to scrape. So page button woolworths, and we're just going to call click, right? And then we have another except here as exception, as error, and then we can say print. We're also going to break here. Print f and expected error occurred, and we're just going to say error. Okay. Actually, let me tell them where. All right, so that's that. Okay, so we're not too far. We're not too far. So we've gotten from 44 till it's quite a long one, but yeah. So okay, so if it succeeds, right? Outside of else, you're gonna right. Then we're gonna page counter plus equals 1, and that's just incrementing the page counter, right? And we actually have a comment for that, right? Increment page counter, right? And then print, what do we want? We want to say Woolworth next page button clicked, going to page, and let's say page button. Okay. And then just like before, we're gonna wait. And driver dot implicitly wait, right? I want to wait for 10 seconds. Okay. And that's that, right? So anywhere else, let's look. Well, that's our while, and that is our if. So if there's nothing found, just going to return our none, right? Return our product link list. And if product link list does not exist, it's just going to return none, and hopefully it won't throw an error. Okay, because yeah. So now, and let me just change that to initialize quick fix. Now, what do I want to do? I want to test it out actually. We're going to test it out. And to do that, I'll just say pass, continue. No, continue, pass. Cool. All right, we'll get to that later. Return our URLs links. So that is what essentially we're doing. So as you can see, we've got it going on, right? So I want to go back to our StoreScraper. And yeah, okay, should be fine. Should be fine. And now we can go back to our main.py, right? And just like before, I want to see something. This was done when we did this on the 24th, right? So I want to say 2024, 20, when am I saying 24th? I meant the 5th. When did we do this? No, we did this on the 25th, right? The 25th. So 5/25. Okay. So I'm going to put that there. Remember back in our store scraper, how we said that it would either take the current date or whatever we define to it. And once that load, this takes a while to load. Sometimes there you go. There you are. Date stamp. Okay, that's just for the we spoke about it. Okay, so I want to see if I also have to put this in our URLs. Takes a number. All right, so I'm going to now call it here. I'm going to say Python main.py, and that should be it. And it should start running. And this time, if it is got it correctly, we shouldn't see anything pop up, right? So exists, great, it's telling me that it exists, right? So all we should see is our Yeah, okay, so that was an anticlimax. Okay, so it just failed. And but what is it saying now? It's saying, okay, this category URL, create driver, driver. So it's in the driver options, something like value, and it's saying check response message. This version only supports version 1.2.3, current browsers 1.2.5 binary. Okay, great. So I know what that means. That means I need to get a new version of our Chrome, because my application seems to have updated. All right, so let me just do that. Okay, so now I have gone and downloaded this. Okay, let me just clear. Then, so I downloaded it here. So I want the driver. So I'm using a 64. I get that, and I download it and paste it, replace the old one. And so, excuse me again, what's this? So exists, and then okay, so now we're getting some information logs, so we should see what's happening. And it looks to be like it is working, so we just give it a bit. Great, so number of products found for this category is 500. Woolworths next page button was found, and boom, got another error. Next page button Woolworths has no web element has no object type of len. That's interesting. Okay, so that means it's just one item, right? So let's fix that. Okay, so yes. So what I've done now is I removed this piece, this block here, right? So why I'm removing it, right? We don't need to check. So if we only have one element, right? If it only finds one element, we know we're on the first page. Therefore, it's not going to return back a list of elements. So that's why it's going to throw an error. It can't just it's going to throw an error here. So we can just remove this, and we know that okay, when it finds the button with just one element, it's going to return it as a web element and not as a list of web elements, right? So I'm also going to write that, and I think I spelled that correctly. Great. So what's now going to happen? I also added the break here. I had forgotten to put that there, right? So what happens now here, if it fails to click, right? If it fails to click, there should be an exit, a graceful exit, right? So where's the graceful exit? Okay, so I don't have it there, but it should be there. So trying to try to click on next page. So yeah, there's okay, yeah, there's a break the while loop. It should not be green. Okay, it's green because I want to exit the loop when I can't, right? So what will happen, right? So if I can't click on the next page, I won't lose all the information that I've been scraping. Let's say I've scraped up to 20, 25 pages, then it throws an error, oh, I can't click the page. I'm not going to lose all that time and effort, compute resources that I used in collecting the previous 27 pages. I am going to just exit and return my what I've collected so far. So if we got 500 or 570, it's all good with me. So I'm going to run this, and it should run. And yeah, I'm going to see it go. Let's just check. Cool. So it exists, and there we go. We just getting some information out from our Selenium automation tool. Okay, it's just telling you all the things that have been blocked. So there we have number of categories. I think what I'll do now is I'll put some like print statements that will make this stand out, right? So that we can separate what's ours and what's Selenium's. Okay. So it's going. So it's found 120. It's found 144. It's found 168. It's found 192. Right, we're looking for 570. 240 products have been scraped so far. 264. I found 12 in that, so 288. 312. 336. 360. And 384 and 408. 432. And I'm also thinking, we set a default number of 500, right? What happens if they're not 500 products on this page and we never get through to that point? We should have like an if check. Okay, then we have an error there, right? There's an error, and great. So we couldn't find the element there, right? And then it saved what we had, right? So what did we get? We got about 456, and then it's moved on to the next category. right? And that is the Woolworths veg salad, right? So let's go to 25 there, and veg salad. We should see. Wait, there you go. Okay, that's because that's 456, right? Great, 457 minus the column, so 456 products. Okay, great. So let us continue. But yeah, it's going well. I think in the next video I'll show you how it went. I'm not gonna record this whole process. All right, thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video. Cheers.